Hello. I don't really know what this video or vlog is going to be. I just know I want to start something, and that something is a reading vlog, of course, why not? Issue is, I am actually genuinely not enjoying reading anymore. I'm very uninspired by the books that I've been picking up. I really fear picking up a new book because I just wonder if I'm going to be disappointed again, which is kind of unfair because I have read a couple of books, you know, in the past month or two that have actually been really good books, but generally I just feel like I'm falling a little bit out of love with reading, and that's annoying. Happens. I have been reading, the past couple of books that I've been reading and tracking on my Goodreads is from the Really Strange series, and personally I am actually just reading that for work. I am doing another video which I'll film tomorrow which talks about some of the books that I wanted to read, well, the books that I read when I was on holiday, or rather didn't read, and I will talk more about one of those books there. It's a graphic novel. But that being said, obviously that video is going to go up before this vlog, but I am considering reading Stranger in a Strange Land, which is one of my boyfriend's favourite books. I am in two minds about reading it because I'm in a place where I'm not really enjoying reading. It could be that I read it and be like, this is rubbish, and it's quite a chunky book, so I don't know if I want to commit myself to such a chunky book if I'm not enjoying reading at the moment. Or it could be the book that I really enjoy, and then I'm like, wow, yes, like I'm here for reading. The other thing I'm going to do, and really I need to do it, oh, can I do it tomorrow? I wanted to go to my local library, but I don't know if it'll be open tomorrow, and I'm down to London on Monday, so I won't have the opportunity to. No, I can't. I was going to say I could go to the library that I'm signed up for in London, but then I wouldn't have time to return books. But yeah, I wanted to go to the library to pick up some books, see if they had some new releases that might catch my eye that I don't have to pay for, so that if I pay for it and my other struggle is if I pay for a book and I hate it, I'm going to be fuming as well. So yeah, I've just gotten back from holiday and I am very poor. So I wanted to see if I could visit my library and pick up a book. But that's something I might have to do today or tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure they're not open on Mondays, and I have to get the train down to London on Monday afternoon anyway, like Monday lunchtime, so we'll see. That's where we're at. Hello, I am back. I haven't vlogged for ages. A lot has been going on, and yeah, we're here. Let's try and see if I can like reading again. Okay, the library did not work out. It closes at 2 PM, which is in about 25 minutes, and I wanted to be out of here before 2, and it's closed tomorrow and it's closed on Monday. So I've just picked something from my existing stack of books, and I thought I would just go with this, and this is an anthology. I've spoken about this before, but it's a collaboration between Dead Ink Books and also Bloomsbury, and then it was backed by backers, like it was a Kickstarter campaign, which I donated to. So yeah, I've read the first story in here, which is very nice. It's about like nature and the earth, but also the concept of land and private land, ownership, green spaces, and also talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, because this was written during the COVID-19 pandemic, that particular story, but this was also edited during that pandemic as well. So it's very interesting talking about the clearing of land for development, usually new buildings, new flats for people to live in, new houses, but also just talking about the concept of land ownership and private land, and how when people take that away from a community, that seems to be okay, but then individual people like trespassing over things, you know, people get punished for that, but no one gets punished for taking away big spaces of land from people in green spaces. And also he touches on about the concept of, we have all these wonderful green spaces, and during the COVID-19 pandemic, during the lockdown, they were safe havens for people, and he wonders during another pandemic, when all these spaces are minimised, where are people going to go? So it was really nice. It just had, it's titled Clavicle Wood. He starts off talking about how they've named it that because his son broke his clavicle twice there, and then it all gradually gets a bit wider and more about society and those topics that I just mentioned. So that was nice. It splits like loads of different sections. I say loads, a couple of different sections, like trespass, trying to find another section, escape, and those are the avenues he uses to talk about the different thoughts he has whilst he's traveling, whilst he's wandering through those woods. So it's nice, a nice bit of nature writing, but also talking about the wider societal effects. So yeah, I'm going to keep on reading this because I'm intrigued to see what the rest of the story is about. Obviously it's very varied, so it could work for me. It could be what helps me get out of this reading slump. But for now, I am going bowling and going to the arcade. Happy Friday, everyone. I am absolutely shattered. It's been a week. I don't know. I'm quite I feel like very overtired. And I managed to lock myself out of the house as well. And I set myself back £114 for my efforts. So excellent. But that was 2 days ago. So I have been reading this, and I know I spoke about the first short story. But I've been really enjoying this. It's been exactly what I needed, and honestly, I don't get into reading ruts a lot, but what this has served to show me is if I ever get into another reading rut, I should just read a short story collection, or rather an anthology, because a short story collection might actually get quite boring as well. The nice thing about this is the fact that it's written by different people, so I just get a taste of so many people's different writings, and then it's just like being inside so many people's brains, and it's lovely. I'm just getting such a variety of stories. So I've just finished reading one called How to Find Yourself by Sarah Sherwood, and it was written in such a nice format. It's basically her talking about, I think she grew up somewhere called Bateley, which I think is near Bradford, which I think is near Manchester, and talking about like just, I guess, categorizing her life through like sort of boys and TV and just and jobs, and the change in, I guess, her life and her experiences of life and men as she sort of went through university and different careers. That's a really bad explanation, but she essentially just chronicles her life, and she sort of does it in a sort of like where is the thing, because I don't know what the actual term would be to describe it, but yeah, so it's like numbers, so it's like 1, 2, 3, whatever, but then underneath the 1, 2, 3 there's like A, B, C, and then there's like I and all that sort of stuff. And it's just really nice. She's just framing sections of her life, and if there's extra points to add to it, she expands on those points. It doesn't sound great from the way I'm explaining it, but it's really good. So far, I've just read a range of stories. I've read one about a woman who really liked swimming and the calm that swimming brought her, and then she ended up like breaking her arm because she swerved out of the way of a kid when she was riding her bike to work, and that meant she couldn't swim, and it was just about the solitude and peace that swimming gave her. Because she just felt like she was in a really chaotic world where people just talked a lot all the time, and when she was at the bottom of the pool, there was just none of that. There was just rest, there was just silence. There was one about a guy who, like, I couldn't tell, like, I think definitely there was some sort of mental illness at play, but at first I thought he was just remembering a memory of when he was younger, but then it seems actually he might have ended up killing someone and then going to prison. But I can't remember what the time is when you go to prison, but you're also in a mental health unit. I know there is a name for it, but anyway. So I think he essentially went to that, and then he's like released, and it's just like, I think he sees something on the night when he's like sort of walking home one of the nights that transports him essentially back to the night of when the crime took place, and he's just like recounting that to us essentially. There's one about a woman who's just given birth, and like the house that she bought and how it's kind of a fixer-upper, but then she starts hearing noises and it turns out it's a rat, and it's about that process of like getting the rat exterminated. It sounds really boring, but it's written really nicely. I actually think that one's written by Naomi Booth, who I think Dead Ink have published both of her books, because I always see them talking about her. So it is very varied in here. The stories are so varied, and it is really nice. Like, I think I've only read one where it was a bit like but overall I'm just, every single time I read a new story, I'm just looking forward to the process of reading another one. So it's a very nice collection. Like, I would say it's very middle of the road, like 3 stars at the moment, but like not in a bad way, just like I am enjoying it. It's not like, oh wow, this is amazing, but it's definitely not crap. So it's great because it's making me want to get back into reading, and I do think about picking it up, and I want to pick it up, and after I finish talking to this camera, I am going to pick it up. So it's a good one. I still have Stranger in a Strange Land to get on with, but I think I will have finished this by the time I travel back up on the train, so I imagine I will be doing a bit of reading of Stranger in a Strange Land. But yes, very glad I bought this. I also placed an order through work through my work, I get like up to 70% off on some books, and I placed an order through work for that, and I ordered 7 Days in June. I'll probably talk about it more like in a book haul. And then I ordered something else. Oh, The Maidens by Alex. I can't remember how, not even that I can't remember how to pronounce his surname, I can't remember what his surname is, but the guy that wrote The Silent Patient. Because I avoided reading The Silent Patient for so long. I actually borrowed a copy from the library because I was just like, okay, let me read it and see what it's like. But I avoided reading it for so long because I was like, it's just going to be rubbish. I don't really like thriller novels that much. And in all fairness, I actually thought it was great for a while. Excuse me. I didn't like the ending and the reveal, like keeping us in the dark as readers. Like, in order to make the story work, he essentially had to lie to the readers, and I was just like, I'm not a fan of that. But I did think it was really clever. So I'm intrigued to see what this one is about. So I saw it there, and I was just like, yeah, why not? I'm just going to buy that. So I bought those 2 new books. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know when that will get delivered though. But in the meantime, I have this, and I'm still reading Stranger in a Strange Land. So I'm proud to like sort of update that I haven't, you know, just fucked off reading and decided that it's never for me again. This is helping me get back on an even keel. But we're not here yet, but we're definitely not like down there. So yeah. Hey guys, I hope this is in focus because I feel like it's not in focus. I don't know why. Why is the autofocus being like this? Can you start? Can you just focus? I really need to get a tripod because this is actually kind of ridiculous. Okay, I think this autofocus is a bit better. It does look better. So I am in like my old bedroom in Camden, and well, I was going to show you like the section that I used to film in, but that's completely gone now. It's just my brother took the drawers and everything. But like I have all these books behind me, but I'm here. I had to come down for work anyway, but I thought I'd come home and just like clear out loads of things that like I just didn't want, didn't need, hadn't even thought about. And there are just so many things that I've been getting rid of, like mainly it's just been clothes and stuff like that. But obviously when I got here I remembered, oh, like I'm struggling with my reading and I've got all these bloody books here. But honestly, I'm looking at the bookshelf. I've got these books here. I've also got, one second, these are some of the clothes that I am getting rid of, like so many of them. But up here is what I wanted to show, which doesn't look very interesting, but it's a loft attic. I can't really remember what like the differences between the two, but there's tons of space up there and it's got tons of books, and those books are mainly from like early like childhood to beginning of my teenage years. And then there are some books that was also downstairs in like the downstairs cupboard as well. But actually, when I'm looking at these shelves, I'm just like, I don't really know that I want any of these books. Like, definitely if I went through, there are some that I would keep, but there are so many that I'd get rid of. So, ignore this. This is what I got from the Harry Potter studios. I don't know why my camera's not focusing today. It's very annoying. But like, The Help I'd get rid of. This Jeffrey Archer book I'd get rid of. The White Tiger I want to reread. But I feel like I don't want to reread it anytime soon, so I'm not going to take it. This I'd probably get rid of because I can't even remember what it's about. This I would get rid of. Brick Lane, honestly, I'd probably get rid of that. Like, I didn't really like it when I read it, and I know she's just, like, well-loved, and, you know, her new book is out, but, again, doesn't interest me. This I would keep. Mainly love the film, though, and I read this after the film. Murakami, I'm not sure. I'd have to reread again before I decide to get rid of it. This I might actually take with me. I've been wanting to read this for ages, and every time I go into any, like, sort of Oxfam bookshop, this book and whatever other one she has is always, like, there. I really should have a tripod because I can't really see that I'm getting out of frame. This I would get rid of. This I would read again, just because I'm curious to see what I think of it this time round. But then I'd probably get rid of it. This I would probably get rid of. I'd get rid of. I'm kind of over the Khaled Hosseini's books. I found them very sad and traumatic. This is actually an Italian version of Looking for Alaska, that John Green book. When I lived in Italy, I was like, right, you know, let me buy a book that I've actually read in English because then I can sort of learn Italian. Readers, it did not happen. The Wilderness, can't really remember what this is about, so might read it again and then get rid of it. Would get rid of. Keep. Would get rid of. I didn't mind it too much, but I know it's part of a series and then I just never picked up the rest. Would keep. Would keep. I really want to reread this again. I had my work team's day, and one of the girls said this was one of her worst books that she'd ever read. And at the time when I read this, maybe I'll flip the camera back so it's not just constantly pointing at the books. At the time that I read Shantaram, like, I don't think I was on Goodreads or anything like that. I'll double check and see if I've logged it in my Goodreads. But yeah, it was recommended by a friend who really liked it, and her mum really liked it, and I thought it was cool. But halfway through the book, I was just like, surely all these things can't be real. And then maybe a couple years later, I found out more about the book and the sort of like, I say hype, but the sort of thoughts around the book, and I was just like, oh, okay. And then I'm pretty sure I found out a lot of the parts weren't real anyway, because it was just a lot. And to briefly sum it up, it is about like one guy and his, it's a bit like Eat, Pray, Love, but not. But it's like his travels around Asia, but something to do with the fact that like he's a drug addict and he's had a really harsh life and all the different things that happen to him, and I'm sure there's like people after him. It reads very much like some sort of action thriller, and it's a bit wild. So then Know Your Place, this book I remember raving about in a video, so I would definitely keep this because I really liked this. This, absolutely love, and this review for this is like one of the most well-watched videos on my channel, so crazy. I'm very excited for the film adaptation, or the TV adaptation. And then Norwegian Wood. Why is this not over here? So, I'm not going to go through every single shelf, and as you can see there are things in front of it. But honestly, I feel like probably these ones I would take with me, and it's just like I don't really need to take them with me. I don't have tons of space on my bookshelf, and really I'm just looking to cull a lot of things. I just don't know when I'll be back here, but I'm definitely going to start culling a lot of books because I don't want books. I'm not one of those people. Okay, I'm going to put it back. But I'm definitely going to be culling a lot of those books because I'm not one of those people that wants books on my bookshelves that I don't actually really like. I only want books on my bookshelf that I really like. Basically, only books that are like 3 stars to 5 stars. Everything else can get in the bin. Well, like a book that I'm just genuinely never going to read again, it can get in the bin. Not in the bin, I'll give it away to charity shops as well. But it's been so freeing getting rid of so many things, and it's just made me realise how many things I hold on to. And even before, like in the flat in Glasgow, there are so many books on that shelf that I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of some of these books so that like, not even so I have space, but because I don't like them, so I don't know why they're here. So yeah, but just doing this exercise here has very much made me realise like, I just need to get rid of stuff. Like I'm not going to become a minimalist by any chance, but just getting rid of stuff and realising the accumulation of things I don't really need or even think about, it's a lot. So yeah, no updates on reading. Probably will finish the other book on the way to the train back, because I'm heading on the train back tomorrow. So yeah, I'll probably start editing this as well, either tonight or tomorrow, and then probably wrap it up when I'm back in Glasgow. So I don't know if I would have started Stranger in a Strange Land in this reading vlog, but we'll see. Hello, I am back because I have finished. Where's it gone? I finished this. I would really recommend this. I'm just going to say I highly recommend it. Not sure that highly recommend is the right word, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars because for me it was just a 3-star anthology. There was only one story in here that I was like, I'm not really sure why I read that. Everything else, absolutely, like, really enjoyed it. And definitely, like what I was saying before, is this is the way to get me out of a reading slump, because now I feel a bit more invigorated about reading, and I'm just so happy, like, because honestly before I started this I was just like, kind of feel like I fucking hate reading now. Like, who am I? So this is really good. I guess what I haven't done in this reading vlog is talked about every individual story, but really I haven't felt like I needed to do that. But if you're in any way, shape or form interested in this, this is obviously written by writers who were based in the North at the time of writing. I don't know if it was just based in the North or they lived in the North, but I really feel like it was, if you were based in the North at the time of like when you were writing that or when it was published or something like that. And a lot of them do have, like they talk about, you know, cities in the north or towns in the north of England, but a lot of them I think it's just like, you know, obviously the writers and their influence, so it's not a case of you're just going to feel like, oh, this book is really northern, like whatever that means. I mean, low-key we kind of maybe do know what that means, like it features heavily about the area. Some of them do that and it's really nice, but the stories in here are just really varied. Like one of the final ones was talking about towns that are built on the coast, and when the coastline just starts eroding and those houses are literally just like falling off cliffs. I found that so interesting, like really interesting. But then there was one in here about like someone seeking asylum or refugee status, and that one was quite nice because it was literally written as a report, and it's just so varied. So I just feel like there's something for everyone in here, and it's just a wonderful collection of stories and exploration of northern writers and perhaps also the areas around them. So really enjoyed that. So the next thing I'm going to read, because it came through on my staff discount, is The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I've heard someone pronounce his name before, so I'm just like, I know how to say this. I think I spoke about this earlier, where I was just like, likes The Silent Patient, but I think I should give The Silent Patient 2 stars because I really, really liked it up until what the reveal was, and I was like, but you lied. But I really just want to read this just to see what it was like, because I really did think The Silent Patient has some good thriller elements. So this is about, it says, the Maidens are Cambridge University's most exclusive society, whose members are selected by a charismatic professor of Greek tragedy, Edward Fosker. When one of the maidens is murdered, grieving young therapist Mariana Andros is drawn back to the idyllic campus where she was once herself a student. Because beneath the university's ancient traditions and beauty is a web of secrets, jealousy and lies. And when the killer threatens the person she loves most, Mariana will give anything to stop them, even her own life. I guess I'm just excited to see what sort of silly plot twist he pulls out now. Because that storyline doesn't really engage me. I'm just really curious to see what he does in this book. So that is me. I think I'm actually going to end the reading vlog there, but I just wanted to show you some of the books that I did end up taking from home. I feel like there's one more and I'm missing it, but never mind. So one of the first ones is Conversations with God by Neil Donald Welsh. This is book one. I think there's like 3 or 4 books in this series. And I read this such a long time ago when I was just on my self-discovery hype. And I'm intrigued to see what I'll make of it this time. Another one is The Road Less Travelled by M. Scott Peck. I actually don't think I've ever read this. I don't know who gave it to me because I didn't buy it. But as we on these spiritual self-discovery vibes, I was like, let me pick it up and actually see what I think of it. Another book that I brought back is Know Your Place, Essays on the Working Class by the Working Class, edited by Nathan Connolly, who also edited this. So these are both from Dead Ink. I really liked this. Like, when I say I could not rave about this enough, like, it opened my eyes to so much, you know, when it was talking about just like the spectrum of the working class, and I really liked it. So I was like, I'm gonna bring it back with me. I don't know if I'm gonna read it again very soon, but I know that I really, really liked it. And then the final one that I brought back was this, which is The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House by Audre Lorde. I just wanted to add this to my collection as a James Baldwin one that I had. I really enjoyed this. I read this a while ago and it's really like tatty now. And yeah, I'm just bringing it to, I'm bringing it to add to my collection of 2. So that is it. So thank you so much for watching this reading vlog. I'm sorry it wasn't very in-depth about the book, about the anthology, but definitely what I have discovered is, for me, going through a reading slump, if I'm ever unsure of reading or anything like that, I think I'm going to lean towards anthologies. I'm going to lean towards anthologies because I can pick up loads of different short stories by different writers, and that way I won't feel stuck. I will get, like, what's the word? Re-energized, refreshed from loads of different types of writing, and I don't know, that's just made me feel better. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I feel like I'm still going to be periodically getting reading slumps because I just feel like, yeah, in the past year I've just been a bit disappointed with books. So I feel like this is going to be a regular occurrence, but perhaps that will lead me to explore more anthologies and love them. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye!